Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and as always, I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Julia.
Hi, friends. I'm Julia, and I'm so excited to talk with you today.
Today's topic is really special: how books can change your life. Can you believe that one book can actually inspire you, teach you new things, and even change how you think?
Absolutely. Books are like little guides for life. They can give us new ideas, help us grow, and even make us see the world in a different way.
Yes, and the best part is reading books can also help you improve your English at the same time. Vocabulary, grammar, expressions, all of that gets better when you read.
Exactly. And in this episode, we're going to share stories, tips, and even a small activity for you to start using books to change your life.
So, whether you're just starting to read in English or you've been reading for years, this episode is for you. Ready to...
Let's go!
So, Julia, why do you think books are so powerful? I mean, we have videos, podcasts, and the internet. Why do we still say books can change lives?
That's a great question, Jason. I think it's because books let you think deeply. When you read, you slow down, reflect on ideas, and really understand them. Videos or podcasts are fast, but books give you time to think.
Yes, and books can take you to another world, or even show you new ways to see your own world. For example, a biography of someone successful can inspire you to work hard and believe in yourself.
Exactly. And it's not just about inspiration. Books can teach you skills, too. You can learn communication, leadership, problem solving, or even simple things like cooking or traveling.
Right. And another amazing thing is that books stay with you. When you read a book and understand it, you remember the ideas for years. Those lessons can actually change how you act and think in your daily life.
That's why we often say a book is like a friend who never sleeps. It can guide you anytime you need advice or new ideas.
Beautifully said, Julia. And for English learners, reading books not only gives knowledge, but also helps you think in English, which is a huge step toward fluency.
Yes. So today we'll explore how to choose life-changing books, read them effectively, and use them to grow in life and in English.
All right, let's move to some personal stories how books have actually changed our lives. That's coming up next. Julia, I love talking about this part, personal stories. I remember the first book that really changed my life. It was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Oh, I know that one. That book is famous for good reason. What did it teach you, Jason?
It taught me how to plan my life better and focus on important things. Before reading it, I often felt lost or confused about what to do next. After reading, I started setting goals and taking action. It really gave me confidence.
That's amazing. For me, it was a fiction book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I read it when I was feeling unsure about my future. The story about following your dreams inspired me to trust myself and take small steps toward my goals.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's interesting how different types of books, self-help for you, fiction for Julia, can both change lives in their own way.
Exactly. And these books didn't just teach ideas, they changed the way we think and act. That's the real power of reading.
Yes, and that's what we want our listeners to understand. One book can make a difference if you read it with an open mind and heart.
Absolutely. And later, we'll also talk about which types of books are most life-changing and how you can get the most out of them.
Julia, We live in a world full of learning tools, videos, podcasts, apps. So why should someone spend time reading a book instead?
That's a good question, Jason. I think the main difference is depth. Videos and podcasts are great for quick learning, but books let you explore ideas slowly and really understand them.
Yes, and with books, you can pause, think, and reflect. You can underline important points, take notes, and come back to them later. You can't really do that with a short video or podcast in the same way.
Exactly. Books also let your imagination grow. When you read, your brain creates pictures of the story or concepts. Videos show you everything, so your imagination doesn't get exercised as much.
And for English learners, reading is like a double benefit. You're learning new ideas and improving your vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure at the same time.
That's right. So while podcasts and apps are useful, books give you a deeper understanding and more lasting lessons.
Absolutely. That's why, even if you use other tools, adding books to your learning routine can really change your life. Julia, one of the best things about reading books is how much it helps your English. Can you share your experience with that?
Of course, Jason. When I started reading more in English, I noticed my vocabulary improved a lot. I learned new words in context, so it was easier to remember them and use them correctly.
Yes, that's so important. And it's not just vocabulary. Reading also helps with grammar and sentence structure. You start to see how sentences are formed naturally, instead of only learning rules from a book.
Exactly. And reading also improves your thinking in English. When you read a story or an article, you're processing ideas in English, not just translating from your native language. That's a big step toward fluency.
Another benefit is phrases and expressions. Many books show you natural ways people speak or write. These are things you can use in conversations or even writing.
Yes, and even for listening and speaking, reading helps indirectly. When your brain recognizes words and expressions from reading, you can understand them faster when you hear them in conversation.
So, reading books is really like a complete English workout: vocabulary, grammar, expressions, and even thinking skills.
Absolutely. That's why we always recommend reading, even if it's just a few pages a day. It really adds up over time.
All right, now that we know how reading helps English, let's talk about the types of books that can truly change your life. That's coming up next. Julia, there are so many books out there, but which types of books can really change your life?
Well, Jason, I think there are a few main types. First, there are self-help and personal development books. These teach skills like goal setting, time management, and building good habits.
Yes, and then there are biographies and memoirs. Reading about how someone else faced challenges and succeeded can be very inspiring. You can learn from their mistakes and achievements.
Absolutely. And don't forget fiction books. Stories may seem just entertaining, but many novels teach life lessons, show different perspectives, and help you understand human emotions.
I love that. And the beauty is, it's personal. The book that changes your life might be different from the one that changes mine. It depends on what you need at that moment in life.
Exactly. And later in this episode, we'll also talk about how to read these books effectively so you get the most benefit from them.
All right, let's move on to that next how to read for maximum impact. Julia, we've talked about books that can change your life, but just reading isn't always enough. How can someone read in a way that really makes a difference?
That's a great question, Jason. I think the first step is active reading. Don't just read words, think about them. Ask yourself, how can I use this idea in my life?
Exactly. And it helps to take notes or highlight important points. That way, you can remember the lessons and even revisit them later.
Yes. And another tip is to reflect after reading. Spend a few minutes thinking, what did I learn? How can this change my habits or thoughts? Reflection makes the reading more powerful.
I also recommend applying the lessons immediately. For example, if a book talks about setting small daily goals, try it today. Action is what truly makes a book life-changing.
Absolutely. And don't forget to read regularly, even if it's just a few pages each day. Consistency is more important than reading a lot at once.
So the key is read actively, take notes, reflect, and apply. That way, every book can leave a lasting impact on your life.
Exactly. And after this, we'll give our listeners a small, fun activity to start using books to improve their life and English.
All right, Julia, now it's time for something fun. Let's give our listeners a mini activity they can try today.
Yes, it's simple but very effective. Here's what you do. Pick one short book or even a chapter from a book that interests you. It can be fiction, self-help, or anything that inspires you.
Exactly. Then, while reading, underline or write down 3 ideas that you find interesting or important. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the main ideas.
After that, take a few minutes to reflect. How can you use these ideas in your life? For example, can one idea help you be more confident, organized, or motivated today?
And here's a fun twist for English learners. Try to write 2 to 3 sentences in English about what you learned. This helps you practice writing, thinking, and understanding at the same time.
Yes, even just a few minutes of this activity can make a big difference over time. You'll start noticing new ideas, improving your English, and feeling more confident about reading.
So, listeners, try this mini reading challenge today and see how it changes your thinking or even your day. Julia, many people want to read more, but they face challenges. What do you think are the most common problems?
Well, Jason, one big challenge is lack of time. People are busy with work, school, or family, and it's hard to find even 10 to 15 minutes to read.
Yes, that's very true. Another challenge is difficulty understanding English books, especially if the vocabulary is hard or the sentences are long.
Exactly. But there are simple solutions. For lack of time, you can read a few pages each day, even just 10 minutes. It adds up over time.
And for difficult English, don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the main ideas and use a dictionary only for important words. Over time, your reading will become easier.
Another tip is to choose books you really enjoy. If you like the topic, reading feels fun instead of a chore.
Yes, and remember, it's okay to stop and come back later. The goal is to learn, enjoy, and grow, not to finish a book quickly.
Absolutely. With small steps, patience, and consistency, anyone can overcome reading challenges and start changing their life with books.
Julia, I love sharing real-life examples because they really show how books can change lives. Do you have one in mind?
Yes, Jason. One famous example is Oprah Winfrey. She has often said that books have shaped her life, taught her important lessons, and inspired her to become successful.
Exactly. And think about Malala Yousafzai, too. She became a global advocate for education because of the books she read, which gave her courage and knowledge to speak up.
These examples show us that reading isn't just a hobby. It can actually change your mindset, actions, and life path.
And the best part? You don't have to be famous. Even one book can make a difference in your personal life, studies, or career.
Absolutely. The key is to read thoughtfully and apply what you learn. That's how books become powerful tools for change.
So, listeners, remember, your next book might just be the one that inspires you to take action or see life differently. Julia, after all these tips and stories, I think it's important to remind our listeners why reading is so powerful for life goals.
Absolutely, Jason. Books can give you clarity, ideas, and motivation to reach your goals. When you read, you learn from others' experiences and can apply those lessons to your own life.
Yes, and for English learners, it's even more exciting. Each book you read improves your language skills while also shaping your mindset and habits.
Exactly. So, whether your goal is to learn English, grow personally, or follow a dream, books are your secret tool. Even small steps, like reading 10 pages a day, can bring you closer to your goals.
Remember, it's not just about reading, it's about thinking, applying, and growing. That's how books truly change lives.
Yes, so keep reading, keep learning, and keep moving toward your dreams.
Wow, Julia! What an amazing conversation! Books really can change our lives if we read actively and apply what we learn.
Absolutely, Jason. And listeners, now it's your turn. Pick a book that inspires you, try our mini activity, and see how it can make a difference in your life and English learning.
Don't forget to share your favorite life-changing books in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories.
And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. That way, we can continue exploring more tips for learning English and growing personally.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep reading, keep learning. And remember, one book can truly change your life.
See you next time on the English Learning Podcast.